Hello guys, how are you doing today? You're welcome to my channel. So for today I want to discuss 11 mistakes you should not make on your first date. So dating and relationship are two different things. Dating is a stage where you get to know the person. If that is the kind of person you want to be in a relationship with, you're going to check if the person is compatible with you emotionally, and if maybe even physically, if that is the kind of person you want to do it. So there are mistakes you should not make in order for you to create a good impression, a good first impression. So there's a saying that there is no second chance for first impression. So you want to make a good first impression when you're going on a date. So these are 11 mistakes you should not make when going on your first date. So for one, don't be late. It's very rude for you to keep somebody waiting. So before your date, I'm very sure that the person might have picked a place, you guys might have picked a place and time, that you want to go on this date. And it's something that I'm sure you will discuss over and over again. So it's very rude for you to go late. Okay, there is a time gap that is, acceptable, say 5 to 15 minutes, but anything after that is plain rude. And if you're going to be late, then you must have a cogent reason, and at least keep your date informed. Let him know why you're going to be late. Sometimes they don't even order for food and they'll keep on waiting and waiting. It's embarrassing. It's an embarrassing picture. And secondly, your date might have another plan, might have something else you wanted to do after the date. So you're actually ruining somebody else's plan because you're coming late. So it's plain rude. Don't go late for your first date. You want to create a good first impression, so don't be rude to service people. I've seen this a lot. Somebody opens the gate, or especially people that try to tell you how to park. Those are on the parking lot. A lot of people are always very rude to this set of people. I don't know why. So don't be rude to service people. Don't be rude to the waitress. Don't be rude to the security. Don't be rude to anybody. Like, try and be kind. It's normal. On a normal day you should be kind, right? So it's not really, don't do it because you're on a date, but yet still don't be rude. When the server comes, just try and be nice. Try and be cordial. You don't need to express superiority, that this person is beneath you, trying to look down on the person. Be you a guy or a girl, I'm not talking to just the female. Whoever you are, don't be rude. It just shows a very, very wrong and bad impression. It shows that you're a mean person if you're rude to people that you feel are beneath you. Don't be self-obsessed. So this happens a lot with guys, even females to do it, but it's more common among the men, especially well-established men, well-traveled men, people that feel they are successful. So they go on and on and on and on about themselves, what they've been able to accomplish, what they've been able to do, the places they have been. So self-obsessed. So this is also a classic attitude that is being displayed by narcissistic people with narcissistic tendencies. They're always so self-obsessed, always talking about. So when you're talking to, give your date a chance to respond. You don't just need to be going on and on and on and on. I saw a comment on Facebook. They were talking about the pettiest reason why you did not go on the second date. Somebody said the guy was talking and talking and talking, like 3 hours. He was just on and on and on, without giving his date a chance to respond or even talk. So that is very, very rude. Don't be self-obsessed. And secondly, don't just go on talking. Also give a chance to listen to your partner. How do you get to know the person you want to go on a date with if you cannot listen to what the person has to say? So the next one I want to discuss is don't be too attached to your phone. So you're going on a date, right? Your purpose is to meet this person, to know more about this person. Now when you go on the date, you guys are sitting down, the next thing you're just pressing. You're not even allowing the communication to flow. This is so wrong. Keep that phone one side. I'm not saying that you should not pick your calls. There might be important messages or calls that you need to respond to, especially if you're a business person or whatever. But you cannot be on your phone and be on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and the person opposite you just trying to talk, and the person cannot get your attention. It just shows the person might be feeling that maybe he's boring, or that you're not interested in this kind of person or in whatever he has to say. Is really, really rude. The next one I want to talk about might sound funny, but it's also very important for us to know not to make this kind of mistake. Don't drink too much water while you're on a date. Some people just sit down there and drinking and drinking and drinking. Do you know what will happen when you drink so much water? Your bladder is going to be full, and what happens next? You need to use the restroom. Then you go use the restroom, come back, and you need to go again, and you keep on doing that because you're drinking excess water. So don't drink too much water. It might look as if you're trying to escape from the conversation. It looks rude. Don't drink beer. Beer is another thing that makes you want to use the restroom often. So don't drink that on your date. Just keep it moderate. Little water, little wine, and you're good to go. Don't go about asking private questions on a first date. Private questions such as how many boyfriends have you had? How many girlfriends have you had? Are you still a virgin? Those questions are not necessary on a first date. If it's somebody that you want to be with, as time goes on subsequent dates and even as relationship progresses, you're going to know all these things. So it's kind of intrusive asking somebody very personal questions like that on a first date. I don't appreciate it, and a lot of people out there will not appreciate it. The person has not even decided whether she's going to date you or not. So why are you asking those kind of questions? It is not appropriate. Another one is don't look down on their food choices. So I know now a lot of people are doing fit farm. People are more conscious about the kind of food they eat. So when they see somebody not making healthy choices, they tend to look down on the person and they go on and on about it. You're taking a salad and the person is taking pizza or a spaghetti or food that you might think are unhealthy, and you go on and on about it. Like, why are you eating this kind of food? Don't you know that you should consider your health? And you start talking and looking down on the person's food choice. Don't do that. So if you want to talk about, you can bring it up. Don't you think a salad would be better? In a very playful and cheerful manner. You don't need to say it in a demeaning manner, like as if the person is killing himself. Don't do that. Don't look down on his food choices. Allow him to eat, allow him to enjoy himself while on the date. Don't go about talking about your ex. The person came here to meet you. The person came on that date to know you, not your ex, not your previous relationship. So focus on the purpose that you came for that date. You don't need to go on and on talking about your ex. My ex is a huge turn off for a lot of people. You might not know. You might think it's normal. You might want to bring in a topic about your ex, about your previous relationship, but let it just be very brief, and you just go on talking about other things. You can talk about your childhood, you can talk about the place you've traveled to, you can talk about education, you can talk about your interests, you can talk about your business. There are so many things to talk about. Stop talking about your ex while going on a date. Is a huge turn off. Don't bring in a questionnaire. I'm not saying you're going to bring in a book and start reading questions, but a lot of people don't know how to have conversations. So they start asking you questions after questions, and you answer this one and they bring another question and you answer and they bring another. It now looks as if you're going on an interview, not a date. So you need to learn how to have conversations. There are ways to get information from people without necessarily asking them direct questions. So there are ways you can bring in, you want to know the person's education, and then you talk about your own school, and then you ask, okay, without even asking, there's a way you go about the conversation that the person will know, me, I schooled in so school. I had my first degree there. Now you've gotten the answer to your question just by having a conversation. You don't have to be throwing direct question. Where did you school? How old were you when you did this? When were you doing different questions? You make the person feel uneasy. So learn to have conversations. I remember in my single days when you were checking on Facebook and somebody will go, hi, how are you? Where are you? It's too much. Don't do like that. Learn to have conversations. Don't throw questions after questions at your date. Another serious and important point I want to make is don't overshare. Don't overshare. Be it the man or be it the woman. First dates should be fun. First dates should be cheerful. It's not a time that you start talking about very, very deep things about your life. Talking about your family history, your mistakes, and no, don't do that. Allow your first date to be enjoyable. don't take it too deep, okay? Don't overshare. Remember that this person wants to be in a relationship with you, and it's not every information that the person is going to be able to handle. So as the relationship commences, the person might start developing feelings for you. The feelings might turn into love, and then you can tell this person those kind of things. By then the foundation is, a little bit stronger. Not when somebody is coming to meet you for the first time, you're now throwing in those kind of deep stuff about yourself. It doesn't make sense. Don't ask how much do you earn. You should already have an idea of how much a particular profession is making. So if you meet your date and you ask, what do you do? The person says, I'm a teacher, I teach in a secondary school. If you're in a particular country, you know how much a teacher earns in that school. That is a better way for you to know what your partner is worth. You don't just go throwing how much is your salary, how much do you earn annually. You're going to pursue that person, especially if the person is rich. The person might feel that you're a gold digger, you're coming after his money. And if the person is poor, the person might not feel very easy answering that kind of question. So ask, what do you do instead? I'm a doctor, a medical doctor. I work in a private hospital. You already know how much, and even if you don't know, you can go and find out later. I know there are some women that don't want to date below a particular class, so there's a way for you to find out instead of throwing the how much you earn, to the person's face. So guys, that is all for today. 11 mistakes you should not make when going on a first date. So I hope you learned, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. I would love you to share with your friends, share with somebody that needs it, share with single ladies especially, so that they can know how to comport themselves when going on a date. Also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, this is a good time for you to do so. Subscribe and also like. I want to read your comments in the comment box. Let me know what you think about this video and your experiences. What is the pettiest reason why you did not go on a date? I would like to ask that question, so I want to know that reason why you did not go on a second date. So guys, I will see you next time in my next video. Have a nice day and bye.